What's up, guys? This is Frenzy. Welcome back to Viewer Castles. Today we're going to start off with Switcher 7. His castle level is a 30, or maybe a 31, I'm not exactly sure. It's getting boosted to level 29, so we'll try it out, see if I can get through it without dying. Alright, so he's got one of these here. I would say that's actually pretty well timed. The fact that he has he has the Defendatron actually guarding the Puppeteer instead of anything else, because you want to deal damage to the bad dog. Oh god, I'm standing in fire. You want to deal damage to the bad dog and the Mega Mutton so that he starts charging and you get the extra attack speed. So that's kind of the unit that you want the shield to be on, so that's pretty well timed. Alright, completely missed with that headshot. This is going to take a little longer to get through. I've realized how to deal with those spiders. You just move back as they're about to pounce on top of you, and they won't actually knock you down. Alright. See if I can squeeze by this. I mean, these acid traps are actually pretty hard to avoid, I would say. So that's good. And now I'm dealing less damage. I have to make sure that that guy doesn't one-shot me, because I was low life. But I did alright. Okay, so this guy's on Punch Drunk. I can eliminate him with one headshot. Alright. Still good. 3 potions. I really don't want to use another potion if I can help it. So far everything's been set up really well though on your side. I have to say there's not much I would change. I mean, this is just an amazing combo, having a Cyclops plus Defendatron. Alright, I was able to kite the Cyclops away a little bit. I'm gonna have to use a potion there, though. Okay. So I'm a little bit light on potions, mainly because that first room, I ended up standing in fire and had to use a potion there, where I probably shouldn't have had to. Alright, Punch Drunk. It looks like archers. Oh god, that hurts. Trying to be greedy and not use potions because I know there's going to be health globes up here, but I think I'm going to have to. Maybe. Alright, I made it through. See if there's any more health globes. I'm really not trying for the time, I don't think. I don't think I'm gonna make it through before like 10 minutes. I like the spiders with archers. I think that like knockback and knockdown possibility is pretty good, although they do delay a little bit. It's not like as quick as a Cyclops pushing you back or something, because they throw out their webs before they pounce, but I think it's still pretty good combo. Alright, I'm guessing that was a fake. This probably isn't, it's probably pulling through the wall. Scorpio, Defendatron combo. Yeah, you definitely like these type of castles is like with the Defendatron in almost every single group that you have, it's really difficult to get through a castle on time. Especially with the timers, like even without I would feel like it would be pretty difficult. Because you have to work through these Defendatron shields every single group that you go through. And then having the Cyclopses there that can do a 1000 damage crit is kind of insane. Okay. Or not even a 1000 crit, I think it's 1000 base attack. Alright. So, I mean, I still don't really like IMAXs, but some people have been having success with them, so I don't mind it too much. But you notice there I didn't take any damage whatsoever from it. I like this one pretty good because there's a lot of space control going on here. And it's actually hard to avoid the Stairmasters, even though normally it's not very difficult. Alright. I'm guessing I have to go down here because you have units down here. That could be skipped. Alright, so I'm thinking I'm in one of the last rooms. Maybe this one and one more, or this one and then the boss room. Alright, you have a Defendatron thing going on. I'm gonna have to pull back behind this. And that's the only problem with having him all the way out there. Obviously, he just linked to a Snotter and got, like, shot down before your other group came around the wall. You could even make it so that this group comes a little bit quicker. By putting them a little bit closer, just so it groups up with the Defendatron, like, you know, quicker. There's no real reason to pull it all the way around the wall, I don't think. Although, then you would have to move this group as well. So far, I mean, there's not really anything that I would change. That's something you could think about, just because everything doesn't fight at the same time. Alright, and then the boss room. I don't have any potions for it. I'm reasonably high life, though. And you have these guys. These guys actually can do quite a bit of damage. I have to think about what I'm going to do. Because I can initiate with a volley, but then they all get increased attack speed, and they'll all just shoot towards me, right? So what I could do, and what I think I'm going to do, is I'll initiate with a headshot on one of these guys. They'll run past the bad dog, I think. They didn't actually run past the bad dog. And then I was just going to lure them through. Oh god, they do so much damage. The heal is really good because it's off screen, so you don't know that it's coming. I'm gonna die, yeah. Those guys are pretty good. At least at higher levels. Like when I was playing around with them in my level 26 castle, I was still able to like not quite one-shot volley them, but about two-shot volley them. And I'm not sure, maybe it's just a good boss room unit, because I volleyed them and they were all pretty low, and I would have been able to handle it from there, but then the heal came in and healed them all up to full, so that was pretty good. Almost made it through without dying, but I ended up dying. Pretty good castle overall, actually very good. So I'll jump into number 2 in just a second. Alright, for number 2 we have ichelsea. Castle level's 15. Alright, well I pulled 2 groups. I'm only a little bit concerned just because of the dirt placement over on this side. Hopefully that connects to the wall right here, because it almost looks like if I hug this wall on the top side I might be able to skip this group. So just double check that to make sure that I can't. Other than that, the group is pretty good. You have the Cyclops come around the wall, it pushes you back. The only problem with this is if I can get up to this corner, like you have a couple good things going for you and a couple things that might not be quite so good, right? So I'm guessing, I think you pulled this through the wall over here, and that's the first group you engage. So if I continue and abuse this corner, I pull a secondary group, or at least that's how it's supposed to work. So that's pretty good, the idea behind that. If for some reason I am able to stand here and abuse this corner, this first group up here is actually pretty bad, because the Cyclops won't charge you, all the archers will just group up, and everything will get cleaved to death. Within like 1 or 2 cleaves, all the archers will die, and then the Cyclops will take a couple more hits. But as it stands right now, I think it's a pretty good room. Although this won't time out, since you're pulling this through the wall, this springboard trap will never do anything for you, because the hunger bot will be too far around. Like too far past the springboard trap to do anything. Alright. So far this is pretty good. Where am I supposed to go from here? Down here, okay. I think you could fit in a support unit with this group. Instead of having like the derps, you could just have Jimbo, Defendatron, and like Bad Dog or Puppeteer behind him somewhere. And you can cover this entire section of the room, or like put the Jimbo and the Defendatron right up next to this corner here, so that as soon as you enter the room, because volley can't go through walls anymore, so it really doesn't matter where you put them, as long as they can't like get inside of the room and set up a headshot or something like that. That's the only thing you really have to worry about. So just put it like next to this corner where you can't engage it until you're already inside of the room looking straight towards him. And then he'll aggro as well at that point. That way you can fit in a support for that group, and it'll make it a little bit stronger. I don't think the hunger bot does all that much in this circumstance. Like, I'm pretty sure if you got hooked by that, the Zeke would actually miss his shots, because he's lining up a shot, and then you get hooked, and it would, like, you know, force misses for you. I would almost prefer this hunger bot to be something like a pin strike, so that it, like, bashes you down onto the ground right here, and then the archer would get its shots the Zeke would get his shots off a little bit easier. That would probably support that group a bit better. Or you could take it out and try to get one more point and add in a Defendertron like you have here. And that would add a little bit more DPS, I'm thinking. This is a pretty interesting boss room. The problem is, until you get these guys ranked up like really far, this specialization does very, very little damage. It's really weird how this specific specialization scales. It really needs to be reworked a bit. Because you'll notice it only does ticks. Once I get everything else killed, I'm actually going to time out here, but that's okay. Once I kill everything else, I'll kind of show it to you. Where it's only doing ticks of 9 damage. As you can see, 9, 7, 8. It's really, really low damage. Even if I stand into like both of them, if they like, you know, clip on top of each other and I take both ticks of damage, I'm really never going to die to this. People even around your level will probably only take around 12 or 13 damage. Right? It's not really because of my armor or anything like that. It's just really low damage overall. And these guys get a huge damage boost when they rank up to 4. Or is it 7? I think it's 4. And so this specialization is kind of useless until you get up to that point. It's at level 28 is when they actually become useful. And they go from doing, you know, 40 damage at level 20 to 250 per tick or something at level 28. It's a huge damage increase. And they get pretty useful at that point. But I think before then they just don't do enough damage to justify it. So I would replace that with something else. And overall, I think your castle should be doing okay. That change to your boss room will help. And I think I mentioned something earlier, but I don't really remember. But yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say about that one. We'll jump into number 3 in just a second. Alright, and for number 3 we have Omglisk, castle level 23. This is interesting. I feel like he's a little bit out in the open. Like, you don't mind him taking damage, but I think this is almost a needless amount of damage that you're kind of putting him out in front and making it a little too accessible for me to engage it the way I want to. Like, because he's only level 22, I can actually kill him a lot of the time. If I crit, I'll kill him before he actually reaches me. Not quite. I mean, but he's one hit away. Because I'm able to do so much damage to him before he's able to engage. I would think that's a little bit too close. You'd want to put him like behind a wall, behind a mine, anything to really, like, this is a better group because there's not really any way that I can freely engage this without I can't even do damage really. I might be able to kill the Bone Puppeteer. I probably can't though. Like, I could volley right here and that would do a little bit of damage, but that's about the best engage that I can hope for. That was bad. I thought he would die in one headshot. Took a little extra damage there that I didn't need to. Alright, we have a Crush later. He's 14 points. Bone Puppeteer behind it. I'll just volley and headshot really quickly. And then he's going to go inside of his shell. And I'll just kind of ignore him for now because he doesn't really do much damage. He's not really a scary unit, so... There we go. Yeah, I just don't think Crush Later's armor is really enough to make him worthwhile to use. Too many points. Not a scary unit, and his armor is pretty crappy, to be honest, for a tank. I shouldn't be able to do 2,000 damage to him in one hit, even if I crit. Like, it's just too much. This group was good, though. Pull Mega Mutton through the wall. That's good. Another Crushulator. It's kind of odd that you have a Puppeteer on Enrage, though. I mean, I'm guessing you use him somewhere else in your castle, but for this group specifically, it's kind of a waste. Like, I would prefer a dampener or something, because him having extra attack speed, I mean, he doesn't do any damage anyway. Like, when he's in his shell, he does pretty well, but if you know how to engage this and you just kind of ignore it, there's not really any point, I don't think, to having those things around. I think there's better tanks in the game. Alright, this is another one that I don't think I can initiate the way I want to, so I'm gonna have to wait. And this sort of thing is really good because, you know, I have to wait for the Defendatron to come around. And this is a spot where I like the extra attack speed a lot better that you have on your Puppeteers. I'm guessing this is why, is because you use them with Zeeks quite a bit. Alright. This one was fine, other than maybe, I mean, I don't know what you could do with 2 extra points, but having Squidlies, I mean, it doesn't do anything really for you. It's pretty much the same as having Snotters, so you could get a couple extra points out of this. Alright, this one's pretty good. I can't engage it properly. So you're doing a good job at that. Although I think level 23 and 24 specific castles themselves actually got nerfed quite a bit when the Scorpio nerf went through. I think more so than other castles, because the way that the game tiers up and the way you get like rank 4 on creatures and they get extra stat bonuses. Well, at level 24, that's Scorpio's rank 4 up, and from that point they've gotten a nerf. So it used to be the best way to defend at rank level 24 was to add in, you know, 4 or 5, maybe 6 Scorpios, and that would give you some good sustained and good tank throughout your castle, just having those units in there. But that's not the case anymore. I really don't know what you would even use. Like, I can see how you're using a lot of level 22 creatures, and that's mainly because your castle level is only level 23, but you know, obviously level 22 creatures aren't really gonna affect me all that much because I'm level 24 with really good gear. So that's why I'm kind of not having too much trouble getting through this. I think like level 22s and 23s might have a little bit more trouble. Definitely. But I mean, I'm still gonna get timed out before the boss room. I could argue that I was talking and I might be able to make it through, but probably not. It would be close making it through this. I'm sure I could. At least after the second try or something. I haven't found any castles that have locked me out, I don't think, that are my level or under. So, alright, and then the Snottingham. Don't mind him, he does pretty good damage. And he tanks a reasonable amount as well. Like, it's not bad for a boss room. It's probably one of the better balanced bosses, I would say. It's pretty hard to, like, dodge all of his attacks and stuff like that, so I like the boss, it's good. Pretty good castle overall. Ended up timing me out. I didn't have to use any potions. I would see if you could find better groups for your Crushulators, though. I think that specifically would help you out, because I don't think it's that good of a unit. It really needs its resistances rebalanced for it to be useful. But yeah, that's number 3, so we'll end the video here. If you guys enjoyed what I do, please subscribe. If you want to be a part of ViewerCasts, you can email me at FrenzyCastleRuns, comment on a video, or comment on my castle, give me your in-game name, and I will get to your castle when I have time. So thank you guys for watching, hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you next time.